If I'm listening to my tinnitus, am I failing? A lot of people I work with ask me this question. When it's bad at the beginning, it's very common to put a huge amount of effort into taking your mind off it, but almost repressing it, pretending it's not there. I think the best approach is to let it be here. It is here. It's pushing into your attention, but with that attention there, to also include the rest of your experience. So instead of being in this small bubble where tinnitus is a big fish in a small pond of awareness, where all the focus is in your senses and your thought processes, it's really much better to try and develop an experience of the whole body to get a handle on the whole of you. So feeling the shape of the body, feeling how you're sitting in it, to get a sense of how you're driving yourself, and learning practices based on thousands of years of wisdom like yoga or tai chi can really be excellent for developing this body-based awareness. This is going to make the whole experience of tinnitus much more manageable. So instead of running on a short fuse here, where everything's super sensitized and over exaggerated in a way because the mind gets over focused on it, you can then drop into a much calmer, more global experience of yourselves with the tinnitus there and all the rest of it. So instead of tinnitus taking up 90% of your attention and freaking out and the mind catastrophizing about it, you slowly or gently learn to include all of your body experience in a much more calm and settled way, so that the tinnitus becomes maybe 30% of your experience or maybe 20% of your experience. So you're listening to it, it's there, but there's a hell of a lot of other stuff going on. You're experiencing your body, your breathing, how you're sitting, how you're feeling in yourself. And what you find is that the percentage that tinnitus takes up in your awareness diminishes and goes down. So that what you're aiming for after a lovely yoga class or a wonderful Tai Chi session that lasts an hour and a half, this is quite a long time in modern life. At the end of an hour and a half's class, you'll find that the tinnitus will just be a much smaller part of your awareness, because you're going to be naturally much more focused and in touch with the body-based experience. It's particularly useful to go to a class with yoga or Tai Chi or any good body-based practice, because we're very sociable animals. We're very social. We're very interested in people and how they're interacting. You will not be able to focus on your tinnitus as much when you're with a group of people, because you're going to be far too interested in what they're like and what's going on. And if you have a teacher looking after you and a group of people all doing the same thing, you're going to go into that herd mentality of feeling quite safe, hopefully, amongst a group of people all focusing internally. And this is going to give you a much, much stronger, more anchoring body-based experience from which to let go of the tinnitus. So if you find yourself listening to your tinnitus, please don't beat yourself up about this. This is normal. But what you need to be doing is putting your focus and energies into building up all the rest of your experience, which is immediate, present time, body-based stuff. There's one thing that's always present, and that's the body. So becoming more and more present is really learning to connect with how you're feeling inside, the felt sense of the body, hot, cold, tingly, light, heavy, the emotional qualities of the body. You can feel anger, rage, frustration, love, peace, expansive, warmth, loving kindness. There are all sorts of experiences that we can really connect with, and letting the tinnitus be there. The tinnitus is here, but what's the rest of your experience is bringing is really helpful to connect with. And that's the way you starve the tinnitus of its oxygen, because you're really expanding and dropping into your resources more and more, the physical sense of well-being more and more, and the actual shift in your focus of attention directly changes, so that you end up being a really big pond of body-based experience, and the tinnitus is just a very small part of this. So it's you really don't want to spend too much time trying not to hear your tinnitus. I think the much healthier approach is the tinnitus is there, let it be there if you can, and start exploring and pushing into all the rest of your experience with the tinnitus, and let the rest of your experience expand and become a much stronger ground from which to let go of the tinnitus. And finally, as in all my videos, the more body-based and grounded you become, the more your nervous system settles, the safer you feel, the more the activation and adrenaline levels come down, which stop your hearing from listening out like gigantic radars sensing danger. Your ears will naturally shrink down to happy, healthy, calm hearing, which is very good at ignoring masses of stuff, tinnitus included, when you are feeling well. It's not like you consciously need to ignore the tinnitus. As you calm and settle, your nervous system will automatically start paying less attention to the buzz of its own nervous system. It'll start thinking, hey, this is no longer a big deal. There are far more interesting things to focus on. We don't need to prioritize that anymore.